Are the Gospels part of the New Testament? Well, the Gospels are obviously part, and he's talking about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They're part of the 27 books that we call the New Testament. The Old Testament does not begin in Genesis 1. It begins when the Old Testament law is given to Moses in Exodus 19 to 24. Get with me Hebrews 9:14. So the Old Testament doesn't begin with Genesis 1. Now what happens is, for shorthand, we refer to the first 39 books as the Old Testament, and we refer to the second 27 as the New. But the Old Testament doesn't begin until Exodus, obviously. Now look with me at Hebrews 9:14. How much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to God, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For where a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of the testator. For a testament is of force after men are dead, otherwise it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. Based upon Hebrews 9, for a testament to take effect, the testator has to die. And what that means is that when you think of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the testator, the mediator of the New Testament, is Jesus Christ. So Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John doctrinally must be Old Testament in nature. They cannot be New Testament because they are pre-cross, or at least 95% of the books are. Now, look with me at Hebrews 8, verse 8. Some would say, when the cross happened, well, that's exactly where the New Testament started. But read Hebrews 8, verse 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. Verse 10, For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Let's skip down to verse 13. In that he saith a new covenant, he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. If something is ready to vanish away, guess what it hasn't done? It hasn't vanished away. So is the Old Testament, the Old Covenant, is it ready to vanish away? Yes, but it's not going to actually vanish away until the second coming.